back getting our podcast. Anthony's here again, and I've got a guest, second episode in a row from hearing myself talk to you guys for the last X amount of episodes, but it's about 15 to having two guests in a row in 2 weeks, which is fantastic. So right now I'm sitting across from Richard from Offroad Touring Life. Richard, thanks you for joining us.
Thanks for inviting me.
That's welcome. You're welcome. I say us because the dog and cat's here at the moment as well. So, So I met Rich. A bit of background story. I've had this podcast nearly 2 years now, and Richard reached out and said, "Great episode," and we've been chatting then. And coincidentally, we met up. 4x4 Brothers had a campsite in McAllister, like an organised camp in February at McAllister River, Montana.
That's right. Yeah, they do that each year there.
Yeah, I've been 2 years in a row, and you went this year.
Yeah, I went to the first three and then missed one, I think. So, yeah, back this year was.
Yep, and then we caught up and had a few drinks and chin wags and looked at each other's rigs, and it's taken about 5 months to get to where we are today, and here we are sitting there having a chat. So, appreciate your time.
No problem at all.
Awesome. So, just a bit of background on yourself, Richard. Just to give the listeners a bit of a background of your history of four-wheel driving, like where you started. We've all got a story where we started, but we've had a chat had a prior chat and previously, and it was quite interesting, your story.
Sure. Yeah. So we started camping from a very young age. Back in Jamison, actually, my nana was born in Jamison. We had family in Jamison, so we used to spend our school summer holidays camped on the Jamison River. The river flowed through the farm there, so we'd leave school on the last day of the year, and then we'd go back to school back home the night before school went back, essentially. So we'd spend that whole time camping, be with myself, my twin brother, my younger sister, mum and dad, and we had BMXs and motorbikes and whatnot. My dad was riding the motorbike riding, enduro riding, so he was always out and about, and we always had four drives. So that's where the passion began.
Yeah, and you're saying your dad had a full drive to go up, and you also had the Commodores as well.
That's right. Yeah. So as we got older, we had moved into like Datsuns and Volkswagen Bahas and pushed the limits of the Beetles on the tracks up around Jamison and stuff like that, up Mount Terrible and stuff like that. My brother had a pretty hot Beetle as well. So
that's awesome.
We used to push that thing, through some pretty cool tracks back in those days. And then finally moved to, V8s and Utes and stuff like that. And then we always had four drives at home. So even through our teen years, Dad's workmates, there'd be 15 to 24 drives in and at, Mitchell's Flat, and we'd all be camped there. Back when everyone used to do like a 350 Chevy conversion and an FJ40 was the big thing.
That'd have been nuts.
They were everywhere. That was the go-to. Them, troop carriers and FJ55s, a few Land Rovers and Range Rovers from, they call them old school now, but they were cool cars back then. So we were always out there doing that lifestyle camping with family and friends up in the mountains.
Wow. And then fast forward when you had your own family, you were saying you started camping out as well, and you had the GU patrol.
No, I had a Hilux first.
The Hilux, sorry.
Yeah, the Hilux is my first four drive we bought. So when my youngest, she was only 6 months old, I think, when we bought that at the time, and we did a lot of trips over the Flinders Ranges, up into the high country, still around the Jamison area, just wherever we could. Craig's Hut, all the common sort of spots, and she grew up doing that. And then we had another daughter.
Yep.
Sort of outgrew the Hilux a bit, put about 180,000 Ks on it in 4 years.
Yeah.
Sort of let me down a couple of times, and I sort of lost a bit of confidence with it, especially when you're packed up to go at Easter and the thing rolls to a stop just out of Mansfield.
Jeez.
Sort of time for it to go. So that ended up going, and then from there was a GU patrol. So it was sort of well-known-ish back in the old magazine days, I suppose. It used to pop up in various things. I had that for 14 years.
14 years?
Yeah. So they rolled out the showroom in that.
Wow. And that did feature in a couple episodes, a episode of four-wheel drive action back in the day.
It did. It almost feels like it was black and white back then.
But the Ruthie days in the DVD.
It was. So it was back in 2010. We did a trip up to Mittagong, Wombeyan Caves, back across to Monkey Gum Fire Trail.
Oh, grouse.
All through there. It was a camper trailer touring trip, so not like you see these days with tearing around everywhere. It was a touring trip, like what Off-Grid is now.
Yeah. I do love the episodes of Off-Grid.
They are good.
And like Ruthie and Graham are sort of similar in a sense, I believe, well, what it looks like. But Ruthie days, like he was the OG, pretty much him and I'd say Malcolm Douglas as well. So like they were the one, they've really started that probably from the 80s, 70s, 80s onwards.
Well, the beauty of him, and I'm guessing like a lot of those guys, you always hear the old saying, what they see on the camera, off the camera's the same. He was exactly that. Like 1 minute he'd be piggybacking the kids around playing, and he'd be into it. He'd do his piece to camera, super professional, but real knowledgeable, and then just cruise around and enjoy life.
That's grouse.
Yeah,
that's good to hear that he's like that, and well, it's evolved from back then. It's DVD to YouTube today. That the products, like I think I was watching and had the the soft floor campers, which is a bit of a dying one these days, unless you're borrowing someone's or you got a.
It is.
Something you had from ages ago, but they're still cool. But yeah, like
that's how exactly how we evolved. We started with an on-road soft floor camper trailer, which was a dingo that was made down here in Seaford way. So that was my first soft floor.
Yep.
And then from there we went to an off-road, more robust sort of soft floor trailer. But that's what everyone used. I've still actually got the actual trailer at the moment with a rooftop tent sitting on it. But that was the go-to.
Yeah.
And then hard floors obviously become popular after that.
100%. And but that trailer with the kitchen in it and the storage and the rooftop on top, it'd actually still be quite a nimble trailer to have and go away with when you do.
Well, it's quite light, so it's perfect behind the FJ, which is my current four-wheel drive.
Yes.
So it's perfect weight for that because the towing capacity on that isn't big.
No.
So this trailer would be, around that 750, 800 probably at a rough guess. It's quite a solid trailer, but the tent's not one like the old days with 48,000 poles. Just to set up a soft, an awning.
You needed it came with like the A0 blueprint map, how to put all the poles in, all the numbers.
I did a lot of pole deletes and worked out you could just have the 4 end poles and you're pretty much good to go.
And look, I looked at buying one once, and I think I borrowed one. I borrowed one from a hire place when I took the kids out when they were 1. We turned up the camp at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
a few of my listeners know the story of this. I got excited, put the light bars on my car, flashing everywhere, like, I'm here. It's 11:30 at night, 2 1-year-olds sleeping in the car, and old mate wasn't very happy. He comes out, F off, turn off the lights, blah, 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 he's swearing, carrying on. I told him, it's all right, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. And the next day, he's come up to him and said, mate, you didn't have to swear like that. There's kids here, chill. Mate, I heard you the first time, you have to say it 60 times.
Yeah.
But that thing was a murder to set up, and I remember it was going to bucket down that night. All my mates are leaving that Saturday, and we're going to stay another night, and we just made the executive decision to pack it up there and go home.
Yeah.
And it was the best thing I ever did because I didn't have to worry about packing it up in the wet to kids in the car, like newborns practically still.
That's the nightmare.
It was crazy. So, yeah, I understand why people don't go to soft floors, but I understand why people keep them because it is that old school factor.
That's right. And when we did use that trailer, I actually had it logged of how many nights we used it. We did do a big trip by a half lap of the country back in 2010.
Yeah.
And that was I think it was about 160 nights in that soft floor. And that included setting up, packing down, moving on the whole time. We had it like dialed.
Perfect.
Young kids, and that's when you learn like pole deletes and all this sort of stuff. What you can and can't get away with, tips of putting your awning on and off and all that sort of stuff. So by doing that and using it, it's good. But your example of hiring one before you used it probably made your mind up before investing in one.
Oh, the guy was showing me how to set it up in the front, thing in the car, and he's me like, hurry up, set it up. I've got to go. I've got to beat traffic. I've got to,
Yeah.
And it wasn't a YouTube video you can watch to set it up. A, you had no reception. B, there was no YouTube video then. But now I've got the RV5 tent sets up in 30 seconds, awning on the side, done for the kids. So, but I would go a trailer one day. That's another discussion. I think I've spoken about what I do, but it's money in the end of the day. I don't want having a camper sitting out there it's something's going to cost you 15, 20 to be used 3-4 times a year. I think money's better well invested these days somewhere else.
That's right.
Cost of living.
But so that's obviously grew into the passion with our kids, being able to do trip and the amount of time you spend with them because, you know, before you know it, they're in their 20s like mine are now.
Yeah.
And that time's gone. But they still talk about things they done with us. And the beauty of it is was caught in magazines and articles and doing stuff like that as well. So by doing that, they can look back on it. Maybe not so much right now, like they sort of talk about it, but maybe in 10 or 15 years' time, they'll go, oh, yeah, remember that? You know, when I'm an old man and they go, oh, remember we did that with Dad and with Mum and did this and we went there and those sort of places. And
that's why I think you can... I'm glad it's on YouTube in a sense because a lot of people say they started YouTube to document their own things for their friends and family.
For sure.
And now it's like, yeah, it's there forever, but at the same time, the magazines is something you can put in a box and preserve and go, that's never going to print it again. Like, you got to save that stuff. It's like people, like our family with photos against, you know, we look at a phone to look at photos. You get to look at, like, they look at their photos and get it, you know, it's unreal. And I think, I do miss the magazine days because I used to get one I used to fly a lot for work. Every 2 weeks I was around Australia and every month I could pick it up from the airport and read it on the plane. Yeah. Because, you know, it was just something different. But, I miss those days.
I think the thing about magazines where it's different to YouTube now, you would read it 10 times and you would look over it. You'd go back through old issues. And examples of that, we were camped at King Hut one weekend and this guy come up, he goes, I can't believe you're camping here. I'm like, oh, okay. And I didn't know who this guy was. He was camped there because he read an article, a camping article, travel article that I'd put out 6 months earlier on that spot. And he saw us actually back there not living in that spot, but back there. And he comes up and, oh, no, it's so good. And he, like, you know, he shook your hand like he sort of felt like he sort of knew us to an extent because he's probably researched it. He's there with his family. And the next thing you see is my car come in because it's sort of stood out with the personalised plates and whatnot. And he's going, oh, that's that guy, and come and introduced himself. But, he used to get a bit of that. And we knew every car. You'd pass one on the road and go, oh, that's so-and-so. Or he's in this issue. Because that's what we did. Where now you're flicking and scrolling and moving around and that sort of stuff. And one of the reasons I sort of got into YouTube a bit was just you weren't really doing the magazine stuff. So you needed another sort of avenue of keeping yourself creative. Yeah. It was just doing YouTube videos. Like my channel's only small. Yeah. But it gave me an option of going, okay, I'm going to do this now. Because it's felt like the next step. And I just do them when I feel like doing it. I don't, have a strict schedule. I tried to do a strict schedule with this, and it's 2 months later. It was 2 months I didn't put an episode out, but life gets in the right. Life is life. It is. So for sure. And then we fast forward today. You said you had the GU and you went to the FJ Cruiser. That's right. What was the reason? Because everyone says, "Oh, I'll keep that car forever," but Well, I thought the GU was going to be like my forever car when we originally bought it. So I thought I'll have this. This is my 10-year car. And we kept it 14, and then I done 450,000 Ks in it to every state and territory, like Kimberley to Tassie to everywhere else. So a million corrugations, and fatigue finally set in to the chassis. I actually pulled in the driveway, put my foot on the brake, and it went to the floor. Yeah. And because the brake line runs over the chassis, it actually cracked and bent down at the back and rubbed the brake line out. So luckily I was doing like 5k an hour and pulled the handbrake on when it failed. Yeah. So I was sort of caught in a spot. Do I get rid of it? Do I get it repaired? All that stuff. It was 3 weeks leading out from Christmas. And I thought I'm going to waste another summer without a car or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, I done the ring around, and like some answers people gave and some that I didn't. So I just ended up ringing Patroller part up, and they actually come up and bought it. Oh, great. They took it, and then I'd already made the decision, so I'd already bought the FJ. Yeah. And I was pretty fussy when I was looking. I wanted a low kilometre one that hadn't had anything done to it, and found one. Yeah. And they're a 6-cylinder, 4-cylinder. They're a 4-litre 6-cylinder V6 petrol. Yep. Which is good because you don't. Well, they weren't as popular because I believe they weren't diesel. They weren't as popular, and diesel was a thing back then. But now, petrol's a thing because the upkeep of a diesel with the injectors and emissions these days. Like they're just bolting on 48-volt batteries, DPFs, and so much more coolers and stuff on it. There's just people going to petrols. Well, it was a big change going from a ZD30, which mine was. Oh yeah, the ZD30. ZD30 direct injection one. So not even a common rail. It was the December 06 build. So everyone says they had the last 4.2. I had the last 3 litre.
Yep.
And then to go from that to a light, nimble like 6 petrol auto 5-speed manual, felt like a rocket ship compared to the ZD30 with nearly 500,000 Ks on it.
Yeah, definitely. And like, I had a look around your car, and pity it's too dark to film it right now. We have to catch up another time. But the setup in your car is quite similar to mine. But I like the extra nook and crannies you have for your table, and your setup, and how even like your dog bed, how it's got like an extra bit underneath. If you want to explain, I think that was a pretty cool setup, and what you created from an idea.
Yeah, so I had the setup in it is very simple. Pretty much how I had the GU. The GU, I just had a shelf with some underbed storage boxes from Kmart under it, and that's how it lived for the whole time I had it. So when I'd done the FJ, I knew exactly what I wanted. So I bought it, like I said, all it had was a trans cooler and a brake controller, which was never used. So it didn't even have a bull bar or roof rack or anything on it when I got it. So the rear setup, I just got some plyboard for $200 it cost for all this setup, and then just cut it into little cavities and measured it so it would fit my table, fire pit, and my 3-burner stove perfectly, and it would just slide in. So I'm keeping things that are sort of an FJ's not real big in the back. So I've also got a 40-litre angle in the back. So all the things that are sort of annoying and hard to pack are just locked in, got their own spots. That's where they live. It's not like, oh, where should I put it this time, that time? And then any heavy items won't be bouncing and flying around the car either. And then on top, I just use soft bags, the clear top crash pad.
I love those bags. They've got a nice hard edges around it, keep everything intact. A lot of the canvas bags, the ones I've got, they're just very flimsy like that. Yeah. That's why
when they're empty, they just stay as a cube.
Yes, I like that.
It's perfect. And the line is good, easy to clean, wipe out, all that sort of stuff. We used them on the Simpson last year in space cases. They just still look brand new, these bags. Had them quite a few years. So, they sit on top of the drawers. I actually have a video on my YouTube, just as a quick short video of how I've set the back up.
Yeah. I definitely check that out. The Offroad Touring Life's a YouTube channel and Instagram, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll probably recap at the end as well. And no, I liked you had a few people walking on your site that day. I think it was me and a couple of others like, well, shit, that looks awesome. And I was quite impressed. I like it. You got I don't know if you have the same idea as me, the 40-litre angle fridge, how it's narrow and tall, it sits underneath the seat line.
It does.
So you don't impede your light vision going back, because I hate packing above for vision, but also stuff flying over. I don't want to get a pet barrier. I love to get the KL one just in case, but I like to have that vision at the rear, and also I've got the shelf up top for the pillows and stuff. But when you're packing with kids with a trailer, sometimes you do have to jam everything in. Yes,
it gets a bit tricky, but with your shelf unit, what do you mainly put on there then?
Pillows, easy access things like I've got. I actually got a new cavity for my first aid kit, but when I travel, I keep towels, pillows, and just fast things, say baby wipes. The baby wipes quickly. So if we make a mess or something with there, it's up there. But pillows mainly. So when you pull over, you're pulling at your table, you're pulling at your food. You're not pulling out pillows and throwing them somewhere they fall on the ground, because you want to keep them dry. But when I'm not traveling with pillows, I keep towels, I keep things up there just as spares. I got a canvas bag for spare clothes.
Yeah, so yours is the K-On one.
Yes.
Do you use their soft bags up on your shelf labelled, or do you just have it up there?
No, I haven't got that advanced yet.
Yeah, I have seen that sort of idea, but
I do like it.
It's still another investment.
I wish it was made in Australia.
Yes, okay.
Their bags aren't made in Australia.
Yeah,
made in China. I'm like, I could have found someone local to do it, but it will evolve over time. I think the feedback from the customers, which they do listen to, I think it will evolve, and they'll go, right, I think we need to find Australian made, because everything else is Australian made for them.
That's right.
And I love the branding. I've got a lot of their products on my car. And I know they make it for the FJs as well, except for the top shelf.
Well, that's what I really wish that I could get a standalone shelf with the molly panels even on the side, like the bison gear, like they do out of the States.
Yeah.
I don't really want a pet barrier, because we know it's not a cargo barrier. They call it a pet barrier.
Yeah.
Even though that's 10 minutes to take in and out, it's really quick and easy. And I learnt the other week that they actually do a quick release knob on the FJ, so you can actually drop a seat down and still have the barrier in it. You don't have to actually take the whole thing out, which I didn't know they did.
Okay, I didn't know that. And that's one thing because I do click the seat forward a bit because my kids are 8 and they're tiny, so they're not actually like going to be impeded by the seat. But I do move the seat forward to put my 20-litre Jerry behind.
Yep.
And I also pull the seats forward because I put behind the car seats, I put I've got spare blanket. Like if they're cold, I'll put a blanket over their legs when they're driving, or I keep my straps and stuff behind the fridge.
Yeah.
And it's evolving all the time, but because they're small, I can do that. But I don't know if the pet barrier had to be unclicked or clicked. That's why I still haven't gone down that path.
Yeah, no, I only learnt this the other day actually. But yeah, I'd really
good to know.
Be pretty appreciative if we could just get one here made in Australia that does have the shelf and the sides. Because those side molly panels, I think it's the only way I can sort of see it would work.
They make the molly panels for the Prado, the side windows.
So,
but I'm not spending $300.
No, I know, but that's the only way I think I can get a shelf to work without getting a pet barrier, because the FJs are quite small in the back already. So I don't want to feel like I'm sitting in because there's not a lot of, the doors sit a long way. There's not a lot of windows. I don't want to feel more cocooned into it.
Correct.
Than what it is. So it's almost like you're sitting in a fish tank with a cardboard box around half of it, and you're just looking out of the windows.
Oh, they're grass cars. I wanted to buy one, but when I found out having twin kids, it just wouldn't have worked for the... What
colour would you get? It's a big question in the FJ world. The colour. What's your favourite? Blue. There's a few different blues.
This is the lighter blue, but did they do like a sandy taupe?
It's called... It's not called sandy taupe.
It's not called sandy taupe.
It's called quicksand, because I've had this discussion with someone recently.
I do like that one. I would have gone that or that lighter blue.
Yeah, there's a voodoo blue, which is they used... was like the prototype colour.
Yes.
Mine's the cavalry blue. It's a little bit darker.
That's the one I'd go. Yeah. I do like, back to that.
I like the army green.
The army green is, if I had the Jimny, I get the green.
Yep.
I wouldn't get the taupe one. I get the army green. My mate's got one and I love it.
One thing about the FJ that's quite unique is whatever colour you're outside, that's what colour your inside is. So if you have a black one, it's black interior, where mine's blue inside or yellow.
That's right, I saw that, you'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, so all your door inserts is the colour of the outside. So if you don't like your colour outside, don't get it inside. No. Because it's going to look exactly the same.
Did they come stock with just the... do they have lockers stock?
Yeah, rear factory locker, E-locker.
Awesome.
Standard.
I didn't know that, because I thought it just had central.
Yeah, and the A-track system. So that's like your locking brake setup, which works really well.
Does it?
Yeah, I used it in the Otways.
I have the downhill descent. I think I did it just to try, and the car just flew down the hill still. Made a lot of noise, but it did not work the way I wanted it to. Wish you can adjust it to slow it down or speed it up.
Yeah, well the 2013, so mine's a December 12.
Yeah.
The 2013s have the crawl control and the downhill descent, which is situated up on the roof controls, where mine doesn't have that.
Okay.
So when I was looking at the FJs, any of those models were $5,000 more.
Jeez.
And even the quicksand colour was $3,000 to $6,000 more, because that was a sought after colour.
Yeah.
So because obviously I like them as well.
Yeah, exactly. I bet.
but they were more. So I'm just like, oh well, that's going to rule that out pretty quick, because that's a few accessories.
Yeah, and having a distinctive car, because I own a Prado. Everyone's got a freaking Prado, but having an FJ, it's very. I wouldn't say everyone has one. They were popular at the time, but they're discontinued from 2014 or 2016?
Yeah, 2016 in Australia. Yeah.
Yeah. And you were mentioning that you're in, you got there's a Facebook group of FJ Cruiser owners, and you actually did a recent trip and you put some content up of 9 cruisers going on a trip. And, And you had people ranging from experienced to beginners who had never probably put the car in low range, rarely if ever.
Yep.
I like the fact that you explained to me how, some of the people were a bit hesitant to do something, and go from there. Like you told me how you're helping people out.
So I recently come across this group on Facebook, and someone from work actually saw a group of FJs out. So I put it on another page, and then got directed to this one. And a guy, Damien, who's on that page, is looking at doing a trip a month with FJs. So it's Melbourne FJ Cruisers in Victoria, Melbourne, obviously, and we done a trip with 5 of them. We went camping around the bushfire affected areas from this year, and we spent money at Yark Pub and Longwood Pub, and we just camped behind the pubs essentially. Put back into that, and then his next trip he did was a beginner's day out because we sort of got a bit of feedback from the first one that some people hadn't had a lot of four-drive experience, which is everyone starts somewhere, which is perfectly fine. It was a really good day. So he set up a beginner's trip, and part of this was we looked at a track and we decided it wasn't going to be for everyone. It was a bit, bit tricky. We didn't want to put people's cars in situations that wasn't bad, but it potentially could have damaged the car if it was a bit muddy and there's ruts and wombat holes, etc. And we didn't know anyone's skill level, so we decided to leave that track, and I'm going to actually go back and do that one. And then we went to another track. It was still kind of steep hill climb. I would call it steep, but it had been graded. It was plenty of grip, all that sort of stuff. So what I ended up doing is grabbing one of the, well, not grabbing, but asking one of the ladies if she wanted to jump in with me. Yeah. And I took her for a drive up and down, showed her different things of the car. But earlier in the day, we spoke about all the features of the car. So we were now putting it into practice. Yeah. So we're not actually instructing. All we're doing is going, this is what it does. So everyone on the trip understood. It was up to them whether they drove it. So it's just a group of people going out for a drive on a Sunday. So we just drove this hill a few times, and then another guy jumped in with her, and she drove the hill, and she was loving it. She was great. Did a good job, and there was other guys on there. Any questions they had, we'd sort of help out. Just sort of like guide, not go, you have to do this or this and this. But it was to do with a bit of convoy procedure as well while we're driving. So UHF obviously contact all time. So that was one of the main prerequisites. If you're going on it, you've got to have comms to reach, the convoy. So Damien did a really good job of explaining a lot of the FJ things prior, even the history of them.
That'd have been grouse.
All that, all the feedback and everything was super positive. And then obviously, we put it into practice a bit after that and showed things like tyre pressures and recovery gear and low range, high range lockers, whatever else. But we weren't like going, this is what you do. It's just like, okay. Yeah. And then, we just took the feedback on board. So it just sort of helped out as such.
And they would have, done things differently to next time, maybe, review the setup of their cars or whatever. But, I guess I was going to ask you, what's the best modifications to do in those trips? And I think my listeners and people know that, basics like a lift, all terrains, some recovery points, but the recovery side of things, you're explaining on the trip that, rather than telling people how to do things or what to do or what to carry, you sort of showed what you carried. And I wanted to get into that point of what do you carry in your recovery kit?
So like you were just saying there, so all I did was pulled my recovery kit out and just passed it around and showed people what I had. So in my kit, it's all soft shackles, kinetic ropes, tree trunk protector, bridles or equalising straps, and just let people touch them and feel them and hold them and do whatever, because obviously they're a lot lighter than the old D shackles, the metal D shackles. That's
what I have.
Everyone used and still uses. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with those. Like just making it like they're all still really good to use. But I've got a lot of older gear that I had in the old ARB kits and old snatch straps and stuff like that. Yeah. Some of them are still in the packets. They're probably perfectly fine. Yeah. But they're old. So
and heavy.
Technology's moved a long way.
Yes.
Probably in the last 5 years, you would have seen a lot of that progression in recovery gear.
Oh, look, I still have the D shackles because the recovery points of mine are very sharp. They're just the road safe ones I put on the car when I first bought the car, and they got sharp points. So I think when I was holding like a Sabre soft shackles, one of the first ones I saw, I can understand, but I can understand if I was in a point where that rope got tension straight away onto that sharp point, I'd probably snap it. That's why I still got the D shackles. Yeah. Same with the D shackle tongue thing at the back of the car. Like, it's better to have that than just using the pin, or definitely not using the tow ball, because you'll kill someone. You will. Yep. But that soft shackles, and you got the winch as well. So your kit's will be pretty lightweight, but
it's comprehensive. Yes. What I've got, I've probably I don't know. I like collecting soft shackles and stuff like that. So I've probably got about 9 in my kit at the moment. So they suit all different requirements. But like you were saying with your sharp edge one, like Sabre itself actually does a soft shackle that's suitable to
I didn't know that.
So it's not got a real tight binding on it. Like you'll see HDX, I think it is. I could be wrong, like what the model is. But like to get back to your first question, just showing everyone key things I just said, make sure that they've got tags on their product. So don't just go buy something cheap. These ones that I use have all been tested here in Melbourne. They're all, each batch is tested. They've got all the ratings. Everything's on that, so you can trust what it is.
I think I got the XTM ones from BCF, in all honesty, and I believe them. I've seen them being used before, and I think that once I have to use it will be fine, but that it could be that once I use it, they don't work. So I do, engineering background, I do believe in that testing. You know, what you're just saying is quite, it should be done.
Yeah, well, there's footage of it. Like, there's stuff online you can see. He's not Saber's gear getting used and abused and snapped and broken. Like, they even did one with a little key ring years ago just to show how strong that was. Just as it was a bit of a competition, like, you know, just to say, oh, how strong is this key ring? I can't remember what the rating was now. But yeah, so everyone was pretty impressed with how, like, the difference. So some of the guys had the D shackles, and by showing all that, it just gave, you know, a bit of a different eyes on what people think. Yeah. Like, cost is obviously a fair thing as well. Yeah. On your kit.
Yes, and admittedly, I probably did cheap out on the XTM stuff, but I actually, it's still in the box. Yeah. It's still in my kit.
Yep. But it's there if you need it.
Yeah, 100%. So, no, it's interesting.
How do you store your recovery gear in your car?
Behind the driver's seat in the footwell.
Okay.
Yeah, so I believe when I have to pull up, I can just go in the back seat behind the driver's seat, sorry. So I just pull up, get in the driver's seat. I've got my bag there.
Yep. Because you often see people have been stuck and they can't open their tailgate or their ute.
No, because the barn door is heavy as hell on a hill.
Especially with our big doors.
Yes.
One door. But even tailgates of utes or canopy doors, they can't lift the side up. They're in a bank, leaning against a tree. They're in this, and next thing you know, they're everything they need. It's safely tucked away where they don't need it to be.
And admittedly, all the stuff I have should be in the one place. I think I keep some things places they shouldn't be, and I'm going to learn to put in the one spot.
What you do see sometimes with, if you get into a tricky bit with soft shackles, it's a beauty. You can just chuck it over the top of your UHF aerial and just have your soft shackle sitting there. Yeah. So you can just grab it if you have to go, particularly if you've got a river crossing or something you're unsure of. Maybe not a river because it can float away, but you just be prepared.
Oh, my antenna sits on the bonnet, funnily enough, in the bonnet strut. Yep. I've got the K-on one as well there. So
mine sits on the rear door.
Yes, that's even better.
When I bought the FJ, that was one thing I wanted. I don't know why, just because it looked like a buggy from back when you were a kid. I'm like, I've got to have that on the back door.
I wanted that on the back because they made K-on do it for the back door, the Prado as well.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
But I've already put the antenna cable from the side of the car, because I didn't have a bull bar then, to the front, and that was a nightmare because I cut the cable. Yep. But then K-on brought out, though, like, I saw that after the fact.
Okay.
I wish I did that, but yeah, running those cables are a pain in the ass.
Yep. So,
and then I guess what other, like, do you? I always keep the ARB puncture kit in the car as well.
Yes.
So
yep.
That's probably one of my number one things I like to keep in with the air compressor, because otherwise, you know, the tires go down. But that kit has everything. It's got all the little valves and stuff in it,
which is good. And one tip I would say with that, which is what I talk to these guys about, know how to use the tyre deflator kits before you get out into the bush. Because
do it at home.
Do it at home, because learning from experience, what I did, we're at in Avoca in the Pyrenees, 4 driving group of guys, chatting, doing whatever. I'm like, oh, this ARB easy deflator is really cool. Next thing, unscrewed the core and pushed when I should have pulled, and it shot over my ear. It disappeared. I was like, oh yeah, but luckily I had spares. Yeah. But saying that with spares, pull one out of your spare tyre if you need a spare one, or put your spare on or something like that. It's not the end of the world.
But I didn't know those were in the kit until that happened. I had the same thing happen to me. But
did you?
Like, you know that's in the kit. I said, mate, I got the kit 24 hours ago. Yep. The guy from ARB dropped it off on my house on the way to work for 50 cash and a 6-pack is, you know, good etiquette. Yep. On New Year's Eve. Like, I didn't know it was in there until I needed it. And it happened to know there's 4 spares in there. Yep. I did add more spares to it. Yep. I still got a lot of the licorice sticks, the plugs you put into the tyre. Like, I show my kids how to use it, and, you know, if you can, I always say if you can take the cork out of a wine bottle, you can do that because it's all the same concept, really.
Exactly.
Only you're plugging it, really. So
well, I guess the other thing is once you've used it once or twice, it's easy to do. And watch videos online.
Yeah,
there's a heap of videos. Or if you've got an old tire floating around, just stick one in it and just try it out and feel how much force you've got to, especially when you get to 4-drive tyres, with the amount of wire and the core and that in it, you've really got to give it good effort. So
100%.
Having good kits like your ARBs,
Yeah.
and Sabre and that, you can go buy a cheap kit if you want to, but you're going to really struggle to force that tool in to screw the hole out before you put your plug in.
Poor man pays twice.
Yeah, especially with that.
Or spend 3 times on the side of the road, 3 times longer on the side of the road.
Exactly right. Yeah.
But and that's for that. The guys that went on the beginners trip, they probably wouldn't have gone on that trip. But then that Facebook group, they were always scared and timid because, like, I got mates of mine that got cars they never put in low range for years, and I'm like, you got this car, let's go. Oh, you're like, mate, it's not. Don't worry about what you watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, we can stay within your limits. It's fine. I stay within my limits. I got a mate, Steve. I go, man, I don't think I can get up that hill. He goes, I'll be fine. Just follow me. And I did. And I followed his line. I'm like, cool. I got up. I knew I could, but having his confidence, watching his line and following that line was easier than me just taking the lead at the time. And I think people got to, if they got the car, just and go.
Well, there's a lot of different rated trips, like even the high country stuff. Like, Mount Terrible's a good track for
that was my first one.
Beginners to moderate.
Track,
You can make it as hard as easy as you want.
Yeah.
With certain lines up through there, so like you can do those loops. Craig's Hut, that loop there through is pretty easy. There's a lot of huts, so you can incorporate tracks into loops. I can work out a loop through there to see 10 huts in 2 days.
Oh, I can pick your brain. I'd love to come on one of your trips one day.
There's so many different options of like greys, but like you were saying, you don't have to go out there spinning wheels, going stupid crazy. It's just, and that's what I put on my channel as well. You can just go out and do whatever. I'm still running 265s, the factory tyre size.
Yeah, same.
And it'll still get through.
Yeah,
I'm not looking for tracks with 35s and which the old days. Going through, I remember when 33s came out and they were massive.
Yeah, well, people are now using trap 37s and 40s on bloody YouTube channels, and it's just not even engineered.
Exactly. So,
but and that's the thing. Like I take mates, I go, come on, let's go. But you do this and do that. I'm like, mate, your car is a daily as much as mine is a daily, and yours is a daily.
Mine's a daily. Yep, 100%. It is. Yep.
I've got the work car, but I still treat my car like a daily because someone's got to pay for it. It's me.
Yeah.
I'd rather have. I've got to have 2 cars because if my work car breaks down, I've had it. Actually, I haven't told anyone this story. I was driving down the Eastlink and a ute behind me, something came off the ute tray and smacked my bonnet. It's got a hole in the bonnet.
Really?
And then smacked the side window with my kids in the car, the side passenger window, shattered it. I got the car tinted by Tinter Car because I said to my work, I said, I want tint because sun and keeping the car cool because the Ranger didn't have any tint at all.
Yep.
But that tint probably saved my kids getting showered with glass.
It would have too, held it together.
Yep. And, it's obviously fixed now, except for the bonnet getting that done next week. But in saying that, like, anything can happen.
Exactly.
Anyway.
That's right.
And, I was just saying, like, you just got to just go within your limits there.
And then you've got your Prado if you needed it.
And that's sorry, I went a little bit off topic there. But the thing is, while I couldn't drive that car, I had the Prado here.
Yeah, yep.
So I can just go, right, kids, we actually were on the way swimming and we went home with the shattered window.
Yep.
I taped it up a bit when I got home, threw the kids in the Prado and we went to swimming. And my daughter still went up a level in swimming classes that night.
Oh,
so,
did she?
where I handled that situation quite calmly and, the energy followed accordingly and she smashed it. So
good.
It was really good.
Yep.
But, I think that's where people I think they get a bit intimidated with all the products they see online.
Definitely.
The algorithm shows them, bloody cars going haywire and stuff. And I think people just forget that there is a simpler thing like touring, like when you did the 4-wheel drive action, like what Graham does with his off-road off-grid stuff.
But the thing is,
I miss seeing. Not many channels do that because they're probably not getting the ratings or the sponsorship and stuff like that these days. And you got to go find the smaller channels to do that. Like, example, Wild Touring in WA or yourself or a few others as well.
And also just having mechanical sympathy
Yes.
is the thing. Like a lot of these channels that you see, or big ones like your 4Drive Actions and or 24/7s, they're all sponsored, so it doesn't matter. I mean, they're still got to get out.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but it's not there.
Well,
they're not driving it to work on Monday.
No, and you got like they're getting sponsored by King Chrome. We're getting helicoptered bloody parts into the site with the Slava beer. You know, it's funny, but it adds the theatrical to it.
Oh, it's good to watch.
But mate, there's some serious coin behind it.
Yes, exactly right. Do you run recovery boards at all?
Yeah, I've got Max Tracks always on the roof whenever I travel.
Yep.
And I always have the shovel bolted on.
Yep.
Shovels for many purposes, but main purpose is to dig yourself out if I need to. The
Yep.
Max Tracks do that too.
Yep.
But I've used the Max Tracks to put over wombat holes to go over, so we're not lifting wheels and
Destroying tracks. And
I've seen people do that in Blue Rag.
Yep.
And instead of going through the wombat holes doing the wheel lifts, they respected the track, respected their vehicle, and still be able to get through because those boards are so versatile.
Yeah, it's a lot safer as well. Like how many times you've seen a car go in and one wheel's down, the next thing it torques these and lifts and perches a car right up. So if that board or whatever was in there, it's keeping the car level. The idea is to keep your car more level as you can.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have more than just the recovery purpose. But I don't actually have Max Tracks. I've got like an old pair of treads that I've had for years. But
same.
I watch people digging with them. I don't understand it. Like, just use a shovel.
I think they just use it for the sponsorship
because
thing.
It's there, yeah. But I don't
Mind
know.
you, the sponsorship thing's been funny because they did the Kimberley trip and a few other trips, and they're like, "Oh, we're bogged for 8 hours." I'm like, "Where's Max Tracks?" I'm like, "Oh, mustn't
Probably couldn't have used them in that situation.
They could have, but where's the sponsorship and the general driving of that?
Yeah,
get in the way of commercial deals and stuff. It's to be safe and get out of a bog hole. Even who knows what the brands are doing? It's crazy, but
no, reach for a shovel first, and then use your Max Tracks and whatever else. Just the mechanical sympathies king.
Yeah, exactly. Like the track's only $240. The best investment. I think it's one of the best investments to keep on your car when you travel.
Yeah, yep. I'm gonna start looking into it a bit closer.
The
Father's Day's coming up.
Father's Day. Oh yeah,
September.
It's
only a month, 6 weeks away.
Yeah,
I might have to put an order in.
So that's what I wouldn't mark up. I probably wouldn't marketplace something though.
No, I'll just buy it new.
Yeah, exactly. I think stuff like that, like you buy it new because you just don't know how it's been. Treated.
I think that'll be the go. 4Drive shows coming up next month. Might be some specials. I don't know. I generally go every year. I normally go on a Friday.
Same.
It's a good time to catch up with everyone as well.
Same.
From around the place. Like, catch up with whoever.
Yeah, exactly.
But this year I'm thinking maybe Sunday. There's some Sunday show specials because they don't want to pack it up sometimes.
So I've got the kids that Sunday or Saturday. I might go to Friday again because I just find it easier just doing it myself.
Yeah.
There's not much for kids at those shows.
No.
They have the little reptile. They have like a Bunnings clam bath with some turtles and shit in it. Like this year they did. Last year they didn't do it. I'm like, there's nothing there for kids.
Black snakes there.
Yeah, and the guy's a bit creepy to be honest. Like you got to work in with children's check, mate. Or do you register that under the snake? Sorry, I shouldn't say that.
But yeah, no, there's and if you're taking the kids, it costs you a fortune in lunch.
Yeah,
you take a backpack.
Yes,
yeah.
We're Italian. We always carry food, mates.
Yeah,
that's just what we do here. But I enjoy buying snacks out as well. But if you had to dedicate your life, I think it costs like $19 just to get a burger and some chips and a bit of fish and chips and stuff.
Do you chase show specials when you go in the past? Have you bought much?
No. I literally go with no mind to say I want to buy anything.
Yeah.
If something catches my eye that's new and I go, I have not seen that before, I'll buy. I bought, I forgot what I bought last year, but it was something I haven't had. And I'm like, I want that. And it happened to be on special. I got it. I didn't get it because it was on special. I wasn't chasing specials. The one that I do regret is ARB were handing out chainsaw bags for like $50. They were normally $200.
Yeah. Well, what did I get? I got 2 years ago. I bought a new compressor. I'd burnt out 2 ARB compressors in 20 years or whatever. So I bought the TJM one, and they're normally 200 and something. It was like $140, and I was going, "Is that the right one?" And my brother goes, "That's the one I've got." And all the guys use it. I'm like, that'll do. So that was a good sale. And then I bought the shovel holder because I just had the FJ sort of newish. I bought the Yakima's shovel holder.
Oh, they're cool.
So I just bought that. And then last year I just got the little lights that everyone runs, those little white dome lights.
Yep.
Changes the magnetic ones you put around your awning poles with a strap.
Yes.
So I think Wild Track, I bought it off their stand.
Oh,
so
gross.
A twin pack of that. But yeah, I'm like you. Like I was just the only thing I ever went there for really was the compressor that time.
I just went to see what was new and blue, but you see the same standard stands. Everything's half price, but it's actually normal price.
Yeah. Do your homework.
Yeah, do your homework.
Yeah.
If you want to see particular people on YouTube, that's the reason why, I think I was just trying to chase people to do my podcast with, in all honesty, but also see what's new and new.
Yep.
New and awesome. And yeah, everything looks copied the same to other brands. Like one brand will bring out a particular style awning, and then there's 5 other brands that copy it all the same. Like Darchi brought out, I saw one tent company, Ranger, his own, the owner Aaron, really nice guy, innovate stuff, and he had like this scissors style rooftop tent that raises a bit high.
The X hinge, they call them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Off-road tourer. Everyone had the same bloody hinge at the show. Even though who knows if it was him or not that invented it or brought it up, but nearly every clamshell tent had the same.
Yeah. Would you ever go rooftop tent?
No, too heavy.
Yep.
Too heavy. I'll put it on the trailer.
Yep.
Like what you've done.
Yep.
But I'll not put it on my car. It's too heavy.
Yeah.
I like the swag because I can throw it in the back seat or put it in the footwell or put it on the roof if I need to. I hate
if you watch... Oh, it's always interesting when you watch videos of cars. If you see like 280 series, say, one has a rooftop tent, one doesn't. Just look how they handle. Like if you really focus and watch it, because it's our passion, you're sort of really watching it, how they handle differently with a rooftop tent on it.
Okay, and also if I go 2-3 times a year away on the quote-unquote boys trip or trip away, or with the kids, without the kids, the swag is in the garage. It didn't cost me much. I got the RB Sky Dome.
Yep.
I've been through different ranges of swags, but that one was something I've liked after all the evolutions I've liked.
Yep.
Like, it's not 3,000. The only rooftop tent I would buy is the Bush Company Alex, the lightweight one. That's still 70 kilos.
Yeah.
But with my 25 kilo awning, shower tent maybe, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. I just think it's too much weight, and for what I do, it's not worth it. If I was going, actually, I would buy one if I was going to Cape York, because I want to sleep on the. I can't sleep on the ground with the crocodiles. I can't do it.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
I think that's the only time I would buy one, because I don't think even a swag on a stretcher, which is your setup, would save you from a road croc.
No.
That's when I go rooftop tent.
No, swag on a stretcher was a game changer though.
Yes, I looked. You got the. Which one you got?
Darchi XL.
Is that for a double swag?
No, it's single, but they just call it the XL. So it's like
okay.
It's 1,100, I think. Why?
Because I got the 1,400 swag. I want one without that middle pole.
Yeah, I don't have a middle pole.
I don't know if the 1,400's do or not. I have to do some research on that, because I do like the concept of it.
Yep.
Because you're off the ground.
It's funny though. It says 10 kilos. It's a heavy 10 kilos.
That's where I said they go. It's only 10 kilos. I'm like 10 kilos and the rest.
I just don't want to wait. I've had this probably for about 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I should weigh this one day. And every time I lift it up, I go, that's a heavy 10.
Yeah. But it's like that's a heavy 10. It's like, mate, that's Jenny Craig doesn't even do that.
Yeah.
Or, it's been on Zempic. It hasn't been on Zempic, because a lot of them say that 10, 12 kilos, and I want to bring my scales into a shop one day, and I'll guarantee you it's 24 kilos.
That's got to be heavy, yeah.
And 24 kilos on my current setup is a lot. I weighed my car, and I was about 100 kilos under GVM, but that's borderline.
It sneaks up quick, because I do a weigh bridge when I'm coming back down. Say there's one just out of Moe.
That's the one I always go to.
So I went over that. I filled up at Hayfield, so I've done 90 k's from Hayfield to that, and with my fairly light setup, I was under. Yeah. But I was surprised what it was.
Is the GVM?
I can't remember the exact numbers, but I did look it up.
But is the GVM rated with a full tank of petrol? Was that?
I think it's 10 litres.
10 litres.
I think that's how they do it from new. I think that's how they do it.
Because the Prado's 2990, and I had a half a tank, and I was still X amount under. But I believe, for some reason, I read somewhere that the GVM is rated with a full tank of juice.
I thought it was the opposite end. Anyway,
we'll look that up. We'll find out. We'll find out if
it's funny because mine's a 2012 FJ, so I don't have the long range tank. It's 72 litre.
Yeah.
So the 2013 onwards have 159.
Oh, jeez.
So they carry less. Their GVM, I've got more capacity.
Okay.
Because of the tank. So the GVM's still the same. But because they've got bigger tank and fuel, so let's say argument's sake, round numbers, I can carry 400. They might only do 300.
Interesting. Okay. Didn't know that. I have to look that up. But, and from our setups to recovery and helping others and what's on YouTube and what you've done in your whole lifeline, could you name your best destinations that you've been to around Australia that you'd recommend people to go?
Well, it's funny. I thought you were going to ask me this. So I've been thinking about it while I was driving down here tonight. Destination-wise, like for a campsite, a lot of people don't like it. Some people do, but I reckon high elevation camping is unreal. Like above 1,600 metres in the high country, get those days where it's, the sun's coming up and the sunrise goes for like 45, 50 minutes, sets the same. And then if you time it perfectly well, you'll get a layer of fog, the sun comes above it, and to see the peaks of the mountains coming off into the distance. There's a few nice spots that I know that really, they're just, you can't even explain it, but you see footage sometimes online of these, looks like a lake out in front of you, but it's clouds, or I've seen other ones where the clouds look like they're rolling over a peak and it looks massive big waterfalls off into the distance. Yeah, so high elevation camping is definitely...
In the high country or...?
In the high country.
Yeah, of course.
Definitely in the high country. Another good destination is Western Australia. I've spent close to 3 months in Western Australia travelling. So everywhere for like all the Gibb River Road, all the way through the south, like through Pemberton and all in between. Yep. I guess it's a big state. You're not doing that in a weekend.
No, admittedly, a lot of the people who are doing YouTube in WA were stuck in WA as much as we were stuck in our 5K zone in Victoria, but during lockdown. But, there was a lot of content creators going to WA or in WA doing a lot of content, and it was amazing to see how much is in WA. Don't realise how beautiful and
you got to pick your months though, because they have their windy months anywhere near the coast is just buffeting.
Crazy.
We've done like Exmouth and all down to Kalbarri and all the way down through Geraldton and inland as well.
You done Arnhem Land?
Not Arnhem Land, but I've been up awesome. Darwin, Kakadu.
Oh, that's up that way, isn't it?
Yeah, I've done all those, but not into Arnhem Land itself.
Grouse.
And we went across like into a hidden spot. You don't really see it much. It's called Keep River National Park. So it's literally on the border of Northern Territory and Western Australia.
Oh, wow.
And it's like a mini Bungles.
Oh,
so
grouse.
You go in there, it's got all the beehive-looking rock formations and stuff like that. Yeah, we spent a couple of nights camped in there, doing all walks and things like that, and then obviously into the Bungles as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just a bit of a... The only reason we turned in there is because we had produce with us that we couldn't take into Western Australia.
Yes.
And you literally turn right, and then you can almost see the border crossing into the national park.
Grouse.
And we just gone, it was sort of busy-ish with nomads at the period we were there. So we just camped in Overflow car park, just had it to ourselves, boab trees, boab fruit, all the rest of it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's magic. So that probably little area there is really good. And like I said, down south of Western Australia is just the big carry trees, I think it's pronounced, but yeah, big massive trees, big forest, land of the giants.
Oh, beautiful.
In through there.
Because it's, I love to go, I was speaking about going to Robe, South Australia one day, but even like the coastline there looks amazing in South Australia, and it's like it's not touched, and there's not many people have actually put much content of it up there.
No, we do, like we go around South End more, so just out of Beachport.
Yep.
So you're like 15 k's from Beachport. We do the beach drives through there. It can be quite treacherous. We were there not last Australia Day, the one before, and a mate of ours got quite himself into a pickle and gave us a phone call. You might have to come, but they finally got it out just before we got there. He was the water was lapping. It was an off camber thing. It was just all happened at once.
Jeez.
So yeah, he was pretty lucky. But yeah, anywhere through that South Australia is just underrated. Flinders Ranges. I was talking to you earlier on about heading across there. If you head to there, you will just it'll blow your mind.
I want to go there one day. I do want to go there. Like, my ultimate's always Cape York, Moreton Island, and Fraser, but
Yep.
I think, the timing to get up there, drive, you need 3-4 weeks, I'd say, to do that.
For Fraser, you want 3 weeks.
Yeah, from Melbourne. The Cape would need them.
Especially with young kids, if you just that travel.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Flinders, you can be across there in a couple of days, couple of solid sort of days.
Yeah.
And then just explore around for a week and
make a trip of it.
Cruise back.
Beautiful.
But you can also do it into a loop. You can head up further to Tarkaroola, jump on the Strzelecki track, Cameron's Corner, do a loop. You can see the gas fields of Moomba and cut across to Cameron's Corner, head south through Tibbaborough and back through Broken Hill.
Perfect.
Make it a loop.
Yeah, that's definitely. I remember seeing at Flinders Ranges once. I'm like, that's unreal.
Yeah,
and it wouldn't be as popular as some other place like Fraser and all that. Like,
no,
have you been
to Fraser?
Yeah,
not Fraser.
Oh wow,
Inskip.
That's
as far as I
get bogged.
No,
not that I'm going to. I think I went down a rabbit hole watching like 3 hours of getting bogged at Inskip Point on Facebook once. I'm like, oh, what have I done? But it was just fun. Yeah, it's just funny how people just stand on top of recovery ropes and watch a car snatch and like, you're going to take your head off.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
It is crazy.
If you want some YouTube, go to I got booked at Inskip Point. If you never heard of it, it's hilarious.
I think he lives over it. I think he's gone on the west coast now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I think he's over there. But he had a yellow FJ.
Oh, yeah.
That guy used to see it pop up every now and then.
The comments on that were wild.
They were.
Like, you got all these professionals that never four-wheel drive, like, giving advice.
Yeah.
So, that's just my dog having a sniffle.
It is having a sniffle.
Oh, it's just people wondering what that noise is in the background. My dog Rocky's just having a bit of a sniffling moment there. Silly dog. But, definitely, Flinders Ranges would be much more in reach to go on a Cape York with a family trip.
But I mean, they're two different totally things. But if you want a taste of the outback sort of thing, that's where you go. And then you can go to Farina and just check out all those little spots near there. You know, you can go anywhere from there, Unadilla or Birdsville track. And
now you said that, you mentioned you went to the Fink.
I did. I went last year for the 49th with a mate of mine, Jake, and we just went one car. Single dual cab 79, 2 swags, 2 fridges, space case, 2 chairs, no canopies, nothing sort of deluxe. So our plan was to leave, we left on the Friday night, camped on overnight, and then we went into New South Wales and then did dirt roads from Wentworth all the way up to Alice Springs.
Yeah.
We unfortunately, day 2, we come across a motorbike rider that had an emu had hit him, so we had to help him out for a bit. We had sat phones and all this sort of stuff.
Oh, good.
He was quite beat up, leg and a few other injuries. His mates had left him there, but we had the right gear with us just to make a call. We were there for over 3.5, 4 hours or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And he made his way out safely after all that sort of stuff. So that sort of was a bit of a, keep your wits about this sort of situation. It was just pure unlucky what happened to him. So, we went through there and obviously through the Flinders, and it was when the Simpson still had water in it like what it does this year.
Yeah.
And we got into Mount Dare, Unadilla track, Mount Dare, and they opened it that morning. So we did a loop out in the desert for a couple nights.
Yep.
And then we went up to Fink, the desert race.
Oh, that'd have been amazing.
Which was going to be that part of the trip.
Yeah.
So we met up with my brother and another mate with their wives, and they had their caravans. We had a base camp all set up there and watched the action.
That would have been awesome. I mean, you have to be a bit of a car enthusiast, I guess, to go there and want to watch it. It's not like you see every man and their dog on YouTube go do it just to vlog it to be there because someone else has done it. But I really think, I'd like to go because I love motorsports.
Yep.
I think the sound of those cars would be freaking awesome. I'm assuming that's probably the reason why you went as well.
It was 7 o'clock in the morning. You soon wake up.
Yeah.
They're coming. And it's, it was 2 degrees, I think, when they... it was coming down past us and everything was still in ice and everything else. And
crazy.
Yeah, you can just hear them coming and then, 3 minutes later they're there.
Yeah.
And then 0.2 seconds they've gone past you and you hear them go again. So we were about that 70k mark. So it was good as the trucks and that started going through and there was a few buggies catching each other. So there was a few passing moves in front of us, that sort of stuff. So as they're going through, then there's a break in between the cars before the bikes come. And the bikes are next level.
That's sick.
And then the best bit of the bikes is watching... not your pro guys, it's just your average punter out there doing it.
That's gross.
Like, the mental game would be insane, not just physical, to punish your body all the way down, knowing the next morning you've got to get up and come back.
So you recommend to go on a trip one day?
I'd go, but I wouldn't do it just to go to Finn. We incorporated with a Simpson Desert trip, so we did 1,100 Ks in the desert all up on that trip, including an east to west, west to east crossing, including bypasses with rain and everything else, because of obviously the floods and stuff are through there. But yeah, it was definitely well worth scrutineering Friday night. Do it.
Yep.
That was the highlight.
I've got to try that one day. Try that one day.
That was awesome. Very basic living. We just cooked on the fire. Just two mates that we've known each other for 20 something years.
Great.
And that's what we did. Just hung out.
Did. That's awesome. No, it's and that's what it's all about really. It's getting out there, trying something different. I mean, you got to incorporate a lot of things into that one trip.
We did a lot. Yeah, it was a very good, we met some great people as well while we were out and about. And just walking around. It's like, and you see people you knew people from down here that were at scrutineering. I didn't know you were coming, and all that sort of stuff. So
awesome.
Obviously, you get to know a lot of people through different lives as you're growing and work and whatever else. And so it's good to bump into them. Some people you hadn't seen for a while.
That's awesome. No, I want to try it one day. Definitely, just from a motorsport perspective and an adventure. So but so to wrap it up, we can find you on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube as Offroad Touring Life.
That's right. Yep. So
it's 3 simple letters.
It's pretty easy across there. So YouTube's just got like a lot of travels, like a lot of different campsites around the country, pretty much. All over the place, from Western Australia across to here in Victoria and New South Queensland. Just basic river camping, nice and simple. Just cooking on the fire and stuff. Not cooking segments, because it's just normally a steak and whatever.
But still,
that's good. Then just Instagram. That's a lot of the updates and things happen on there, and of course on Offroad Touring Life on Facebook as well.
No, that'd be great. No, let's join you on a trip one day. We've been talking about it again, so
definitely
do a bit of a show maybe on the road, or recap it after. I've done that with my mate Steve, and we recapped it and sort of said what we learned, what we didn't learn, and I look forward to it. But no, I appreciate your time. It's been a funny afternoon in winter Melbourne, but look forward to getting out there again, and look forward to having travels with you in the near future. So
no worries.
Once again, thank you.
Thanks so much for the invite, and it's been a pleasure. Hopefully do it again sometime.
We will after a trip, hopefully.
Definitely.
Too easy. And that's that was today's episode. I appreciate everyone listening, and if you've got any questions, you know where to reach me on YouTube. I mean, Instagram. I am on YouTube as well, actually, Getting Out Pod. But reach out if you've got any questions from the show. Happy to forward it on to Richard and myself, and we'll answer it. And I hope everyone has a good time. Appreciate your time. Cheers.